Time is the most valuable resource we have. It's non renewable and it can become anything if you channel it correctly. But if you have ADHD, it can feel like time's constantly slipping through your fingers, gone before you even realize it. You know time is precious, but actually managing it, that's another story. But what if I told you there's a way to take control of your time, even with ADHD? Today, we're going to dive into 3 ADHD traits that mess up your time management and how you can turn them around to get more done with less stress. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I'm Mina Raver, mom, coach, tech founder, and someone who has turned my ADHD from a struggle into an asset. Time management used to be one of my biggest challenges, but I've learned how to work with my ADHD to achieve more with less stress. And I'm here to help you do the same. Let's kick things off by talking about what time management actually is and why it's crucial to any measure of success. Time management is about making the most of the time that you have, organizing it, planning it, and using it efficiently to achieve your goals. But time management isn't an inherent ability, it is a skill. And like any skill, it's something you can learn and develop and improve on, even if you need to do that with a little more focus. For most people, this skill develops naturally over time. They passively build a frame of reference for how long things take and how to juggle multiple responsibilities at once. But if you have ADHD, that natural development doesn't happen in the same way because of differences in how your brain handles attention and environmental awareness. There are 3 key traits of ADHD that can throw a wrench in your entire time management mechanism. Let's talk about them and how you can turn them around. The first trait is commonly called time blindness. Contrary to popular belief, managing time isn't just about being organized, it's about perception and perceiving time correctly. People with ADHD often experience time blindness, which means your brain doesn't naturally sense the passage of time the way others do. Imagine looking at the clock thinking you've got 30 minutes, then suddenly realizing 3 hours has passed. That's time blindness in action. There's no way to track time in your head when the world is constantly slowing down and speeding up based on your attention. Most people build an internal encyclopedia of how long different tasks take. But with ADHD, your attention might be all over the place while your hands are busy on your project, making it hard to develop that internal clock. You might start a task thinking you have plenty of time, but once you get into it, you end up realizing hours have flown by. Or you might constantly underestimate how long things actually take, leading to missed deadlines, a crunched up schedule, and impossible appointments. So, how do you overcome time blindness? The solution is to start using external tools to help you develop a frame of reference for the passage of time. Timers, alarms, and visual countdowns are great not just for measuring time as it goes, but for developing an encyclopedia over time. They're your best friends for managing time and learning about how time flows. But there's a strategy behind using these tools in a beneficial way. Start by journaling how long tasks take versus how long you think they'll take. This will start to give you a record to look back on, helping you build an external clock for how long things actually do take. Over time, this practice will help you train your brain to get a better sense of the passage of time, and particularly how you perceive time versus the reality of the passage of time. For example, if you think cleaning your bedroom is going to take 40 minutes, start by setting a timer for 30 minutes when you start the task. When the timer goes off, take note of how much you've completed and then start the timer again, finish the task, and do the same thing. This practice not only helps you stay on track, but it also starts training your brain to become more aware of time as it's passing, even when you're deeply focused on something else. It only works though if you jot down your experiences to analyze and compare them later. Trait number 2 is hyperfocus. One of the most powerful but trickiest traits of ADHD. It's amazing because you can dive deep into complex tasks, but it can be a challenge because you can lose track completely. You get started with plenty of time, and suddenly you're starving and hours have passed by. You missed appointments, skipped meals, no idea where the time went. Hyperfocus is when you get so engrossed in a project that you lose all sense of your surroundings, time, emergencies, sounds going on in the backyard, everything. It's amazing for deep diving into complex projects, staying focused and making sure you don't miss a thing. But it also means you have no idea what's going on around you. While hyperfocus can help you accomplish a lot, it also means you're not developing the internal time awareness we just talked about. Plus, it can lead to missed appointments, forgotten meals, or working late into the night without even realizing it, resulting in fatigue. To harness the power of hyperfocus without dealing with the struggles of losing track of time, try using longer time blocks. Before you start, set aside essentials like water, snacks, everything you might need so you don't have to break your focus in the middle of a bout. And most importantly, set alarms throughout that period to remind yourself when it's time to take a break or switch tasks to make sure that your body is still being nourished. Another tip is to practice initiating tasks that will lead you into hyperfocus on cue. This might sound tricky, but with practice, you can train your brain to slip into that deep focus state when you need to, while still keeping track of time as it's going on around you. This can also help you break hyperfocus and make those breaks that you're taking throughout your focus period less stressful. The third trait, which isn't talked about nearly enough, is hormonal imbalance. Our brains rely on the right chemicals to start and complete tasks on cue. And for people with ADHD, that balance can often be thrown off by things like your environment, your level of nourishment, and even the task you are working on just before. If you're struggling with low energy, stress, or lack of nourishment, it's going to be a lot harder for your brain to gear up for the next task. This can throw off your entire schedule and make time management feel even more overwhelming. To overcome this problem, one effective strategy is task batching. Grouping similar tasks together so that your brain doesn't have to totally switch gears as often. This reduces the cognitive load and makes it easier to move from one task to the next without losing momentum. Besides task batching, it's also important to stay well regulated in other areas of your life. This means paying attention to your hydration, your stress levels, and always getting enough nutrition and sleep. The more balanced you are in these areas of your life, the easier it will be to manage your time and energy effectively when you need to reach your goals. That was a lot, so let's bring it all together. Time management is tough for everyone, but with ADHD, it can feel like a complete battle. The good news is, once you understand the unique traits that mess with your time, like time blindness, hyperfocus, and hormonal imbalance, you can start using strategies that work with your brain, not against it, to help you initiate and follow through with tasks within a relative time frame. By using external tools to track time, preparing for hyperfocus sessions, and batching tasks to reduce cognitive load, you can start taking control of your time and start getting more done with less stress. Remember, leveraging these strategies to get the most out of your day is not about forcing yourself into someone else's systems. It's about trying each of these things out and creating a system that helps you thrive based on who you are. If this video helps you better understand ADHD and time management, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you know who needs it. Don't forget to subscribe for more ADHD-friendly productivity tips every week, and click the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. And if you're ready to dive deeper into how to leverage your ADHD for entrepreneurial success, check out the resources I've linked in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Mina, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us on Productive with ADHD. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And please click that thumbs up button below. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're ready to take your productivity to the next level with tools designed just for you, a high-achieving professional with ADHD, then download the Better CEO app available on both Apple and Android. You'll find those links at betterceo.app and in the show notes. See you next time with more insights and strategies to help you make ADHD your unfair advantage.